keep it out my face, be here before the sun comes up. There are many styles of women.
Yeah, because there's different levels of men.
Work
so
out,
if you're a certain kind of man, then I might let you do it that way. If you're this kind of man,
I've had all those situations. That's why I said
levels of men.
I could tell. Yeah.
But if I got a good man and I know that you might want a little, I might give you a little extra coochie. I'm just joking. Yeah. Let me just see. That's why I can't talk much.
I realize in today's time.
I hate to hear that good man shit.
When you were a kid, they gave the commercials for the toys and it says batteries included.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Batteries not included. I think in today's time when you date a girl,
there's no battery
included.
Yeah, if you want it, yeah.
But there are men that don't want a threesome.
No, there's dudes that don't. But I think for me,
those are not real men.
Oh my God, here we go.
Any girl, I think between the age, I would say of 23 to 32, I think threesomes included in a relationship automatically.
More like definitely 40.
Yeah.
You can go to 40.
Push, maybe even more, but listen, where am I?
Batteries attached, like it comes together.
They're actually liking the female.
They're enjoying it.
So it's not like you're forcing, like they're liking the female.
Because what have we always talked about on this show? Orgasms. We've talked about women not getting to that point. And so when you bring a woman in, it's like
it's more excitement.
It could be a little more excitement because you're like, oh, like I know how to make her come. She knows how to make me come. Let's come, and then he can stick it in, the ocean. So it's kind of like
it was weird.
It works out.
I was having conversations with my friends.
Not mad at that.
Over 45.
Sure.
And which I was like, yo, they were like, oh my God, I couldn't even imagine that conversation. And I'm like, yo, and I told him, I said, what's crazy is that I've been interviewing you for the last 3 years. I can't even remember the last girl I interviewed that
didn't do a threesome. Mm-hmm.
Like I can't even.
Or didn't have an experience with other women, like. And once you do that, the threesome is up. You have experience with another woman, the threesome is up now. Like, what are we talking about? There's nothing to talk about.
Look at Jada.
I don't even want to do this. Can we do this conversation? That's why I hate talking, man. My job is complicated. It's been fun. We out. So in conclusion, listen to the red flags.
We hope you enjoyed this show. Please continue to like, subscribe, share, do all that nice stuff. Because we're still talking about the taboo topics that nobody is willing to talk about. You heard what Jada said. Nobody's saying what she's saying. So please keep tuning in, keep liking, keep subscribing, keep watching, keep spreading the word because we coming. Big network soon. Believe that.
All right, we try to look at another one, man. Another one. I gotta watch like another 30 minutes of this.
At IHG Hotels and Resorts, we're in the business of you.
We're here to help you plug in,
Connect and recharge.
make an impression,
and meet with confidence. With 17 brands built for business,
your business gets even more rewarding.
With an award-winning loyalty program at 6,000 IHG hotels and resorts worldwide.
We're getting back.
Yeah, I messed up my thumbnail, bro.
You didn't mess up shit.
Well, see. Did you pop your collar? I'm done.
If Rico went to your house,
if it's Rico, of course he's getting a paper plate. The thing is that if somebody just goes and buys you a bag, I think you've probably expressed that you like bags. Yeah. Otherwise, like, why would they even buy that?
You know, all the other possible routes that you could take in your life, and you start to dive into these things. Like, they don't call this the trap for no reason. It's called the trap because you're trapped.
This is emotional terrorism. So an emotional terrorist.
That's her.
So basically, an emotional terrorist is basically a bully. And I'm gonna give you guys the breakdown. So, for example, let's just say you were messing with somebody and you haven't spoken to the person in 7-8 months, and you like, let me just text the person just cause. You text them within less than 5 seconds, they text you right back, and then you just go ghost. You're like, whatever.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I would talk.
Are you guys listening to the definition?
Because that's Aaron, bro.
Right? And they just go like, whatever. They don't text you, or they just know they can fuck with you. They could do whatever they want. So when I was talking to Amanda,
No.
I was saying how
Not no
if
more.
somebody calls and cancels a date on you, and then you say the day of the date they cancel, and you like, oh, it's okay. Then they go on that date. They got such a one-up on you for the rest of that relationship. They basically, you're a yo-yo. They could do whatever they want, and it is a form of abuse.
It is.
So I'll read
I got
some.
really good at yo-yoing. I used to be able to throw tricks.
So Rico was sharing his experience that he has been emotionally terrorized by a woman for a year that he did not hit. You should share that with the guys that are going through that.
I got emotion.
I think it's important.
Yeah, you
for
gotta
people
share
to
that.
understand what.
All right, guys.
Yeah, because everybody thinking like you just knocking them down left and right.
Oh no, of course you can't listen. There's no baseball player who has hit every ball that was pitched. First of all, stop it, Amanda.
Okay, just
my batting average is like Babe Ruth's. Okay, but at the same time you will strike out, and the ones that you strike out with sometimes be the ones that you want the most because you're striking out. It's like every time you go up to bat, you strike out.
Try your best.
Yeah, like you start really trying. So then what ended up happening was, the first time I was like, all right, I'm done. Like, you know what? She's playing around. I don't got time for this. So I just kept on, resorted back to my roster. But then she'll pop back up like maybe a month, 2 later. I'm like, oh, wow. Hey,
what do you do? Do you get friendly?
I get you, when it's a girl, see, it depends. Like, see, for me, in my situation, she was beautiful. Like, amongst my top 10% that I would have ever had experienced.
Were you intimidated by her?
Never. But you know what it was? She knew who I really was. She knows, she's like, he's not going to take me serious. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to spread myself thin to him because I know he just wants to play. But I didn't want to play no more when 6 months in, I'm like, yo, we don't got to play. Like, all right, like, come on, you got me. Like, you got me. Like, well, we could work this out. So, yeah, she would just pop in and out for like a good year. And I would talk to her for like a week, 3 days. Then she just disappeared. Then she'll pop back up months later. Hey, da-da-da-da.
You ready to go?
And I'm like, yo.
Be checking on you, like to see if you're okay. Maybe?
No.
but for
No,
what?
stop. Because this is what ends up happening, right? One day I was on the phone with her. And when I was on the phone with her, she said this. She said,
might as well read it too while you at it. So it's already now. Go ahead, Rico. My bad.
She said to me, I can't say it verbatim, I don't remember, but she said something along the lines of, I just want to see if I still have access to you when I hit you up.
That's when girls be like, I want to see if I still got it.
And
That's actually a little bold.
And that was like, I said, oh, that's when she lost all access. Because after that,
why would you show your hand?
That's what I was saying. That's
because
very bold.
no,
that's girls' cards, but
she didn't. No, because when the way I took it, when she already broke that down, she already was like, I'm done.
It turned you off when she said that?
Of course, it turned me off because here's the thing. She at that point in time, I'm like, all right, you won this battle, 100%. You won this battle.
You trying to one up now?
No, it's not one up. It's just that I don't want to play this.
Gotcha.
No, but there's people who be having a grip
No,
on
because
you.
once I know that you see a person like that, what ends up happening is all you have to do is become inaccessible to them. Mm-hmm. And then once you become inaccessible to them, now the chase flips. Which
But how do you do that?
You just
Stop answering your phone.
You got to treat them like the other buckets that you typically have.
But how do you do that?
You have to take how you feel about that person and your desire for that person, and you really have to ignore it. And once you ignore it, then you can treat them less than what they really should be treated as, which will make them work harder. Because for people that I believe when things come easy to a person, right, the game is no longer fun unless they can't get you.
Oh, okay, so I know you're about to say something, Amanda, right?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, it should be easy to, like, do the opposite since, like,
he was striking out with her, and whenever she would come around,
that wasn't striking out. She was just walking off.
That's what you said. You said you were striking out. Those were your words.
All right, but like, I want to change those words. I didn't strike out. She would just throw a pitch and then leave the game.
Anyways, whenever she would circle back 2 months later, and he would be like, "Oh, blah blah blah," it just would be just as easy to like not be like.
I was listening to.
She's an emotional terrorist.
She is an emotional terrorist,
and it's okay because she got what she deserved.
But listen to this. I was listening to a Drake song. This song was like, "Come and see me once, come and see me." So in his verse in the song, he's like, "Why you gotta act up? You know, I'm coming to town. Cancel your plans. Take a day off. Basically, rearrange your life for me as I get there." And he's like, "You do it all the time. Why all of a sudden you don't want to do it?" But think about it. How many girls that live in Oklahoma that got Drake coming into town is like, "We're going to hang out this weekend," is not going to cancel their boyfriend. They're not going to cancel everything they got going on. So is he an emotional terrorist? Is that some type of thing or control? Or is her desire for him that great that she's willing to do anything to be with him?
To me, I'm having a hard time grasping this emotional terrorist idea because I feel like there's an explanation for everything. Okay, because if she was always doing this, and something changed, somebody else got her attention. That's it.
Oh.
No.
I feel like if you're not doing what you used to do before, like there's something else you care more about than, you know, averting your schedule.
You know this is 8 at the table, so I don't want you to lie, Amanda.
Okay.
Because you can't lie.
Yes. I can, but go ahead.
I'm about to say she can and she will.
This is a yes and a no question.
Okay.
And I'm going to ask each one of you guys. Well, I don't want to ask Aaron that question because Aaron's married.
Thank you.
Me too.
You're not.
You're not married.
Damn near.
Is there
someone?
Right.
Is there someone that could text you right now from your past that you were with that could make you cancel plans? Yes or no?
Turn it off.
So that's yes. Okay. Now we gotta.
That better not be in it.
So we're gonna.
What if you're a person that just responds to messages in general?
You know what?
Okay.
Aaron, stop.
I'm
Aaron,
gonna go back and
saying.
say, yeah, I'll respond.
Don't walk on a tight
You know
line.
what we're saying. Now I gotta go back.
I'll respond
Now,
to a text.
is there somebody that you know you haven't spoken to in months, Amanda? If you text and say, "Let's do something tonight," they will cancel everything they got.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, you want to answer the question?
No, I'm just saying, like, there's always people like that.
No, yeah.
Like, always. No, I'm so...
There was always somebody on the
Yo, Aaron is crazy.
I can literally name nobody.
Yeah, stop. Yeah.
She said nobody.
All right, Rico.
I like how she plays.
Speaking of emotional terrorism, is there? I don't know if we could use the word terrorism on YouTube, but we probably could.
Terrorism is such a strong
What is called
I
that?
think that's why it's throwing me
But
off.
like,
That's what it's called. The
That's
definition of it.
Emotional manipulation. Can we go with that?
How about emotional
Abusers.
invade? What's it when you invade a
I
country?
like emotional terrorism. Wait. Why do you have a mask?
My allergies are killing me.
What the fuck is that supposed to do with the
Somebody
mask?
said when you wear you wear a mask in
What?
the car by yourself. It's like wearing a condom to sleep when you sleep alone.
Yeah, thanks.
You taking shots at me right now?
No, that's how you know I love you. All right. So, Rico, is
Such a liar, bro. Like,
is
what?
there someone that real shit
That can text me right now?
be like, yo, I'm not doing nothing tonight. Come through.
That I'm not doing nothing tonight. Come through.
She says I'm not doing nothing tonight. Come
no,
through.
No. If
Okay,
she's not,
if that's the text, that's a little forward.
All right, maybe that text was. Look, I've been out the game forever.
if she texts me, I'm not doing nothing
No, she'd
tonight.
be like, all right. She'd be like, hey, just wanted to see if you were doing something tonight. I want to see you.
I'm gonna take it out, right?
chewing the hell out of it.
I'm sorry.
I'll be 100% honest with you. Would I want to do it?
We go to
Yes.
question again. It's just like Amanda answered. Yes.
but
Well,
the-
she had a drink.
But the answer is
If she texts you, hey,
nah. I'm not doing
not
it.
sure what you're doing tonight, but I want to see you. Does somebody have that kind of power over you to be like, shit, let me go?
No, not anymore.
Not anymore?
No.
That's fair.
Because first of all, I'm not going to.
I needed that same
like,
context.
y'all gotta understand, like when you have a family, you can't just walk out the house like on some random. Like that's
the
not.
point he's making. He's like somebody.
But
you rob.
But I said what I want to. I'm like, damn. What about Tuesday? And like, cause I can't do that right now. But at the same time, in all fairness, all the girls that I really, really, really like that much, I really don't care for anymore.
None.
Not really.
Did you really give up all these women for one person?
No, I've never given up anybody.
No, but I'm just saying, you lost interest, or you always never had that much interest in them?
I've just, the thing is
refocus.
Yeah, my mind is not there. I'm like, I probably, let's say if something doesn't work out in my household, I could possibly double back, right? My mind would probably, go down that different lane. But right now, I'm so focused on being a parent and just giving, like,
all your attention to that.
Yeah, like all my attention is how I'm gonna build my family. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even have the capacity right now to do that.
So that goes back to what Amanda said. If you are being terrorized, basically, I hate to using that word, by someone that know they got a grip on you, they're always fucking with you. Amanda says you got to get something else that takes your attention. And the first thing I thought about was another person, but the truth is, what's taking your attention? It could be your family, it could be your business, it could be so many other things that you give your attention to.
See, you also got to think too, and I know we don't like this word, but an emotional terrorist, if we actually use the word terrorist for what it is, will also destroy itself trying to destroy you.
Wow.
So these people that are like that don't care what you got going on, and they don't care what they got going on. They're willing to let both sides crumble to the bottom. So when you got something to lose, you will not really, like, when you see somebody or you identify somebody that's doing those types of things and that behavior, you're like, listen, I would love to go do that, but I'm not going to destroy what I've built over here.
But they don't care. They just like, fuck it, I just want to, I'm going to hit shorty up.
But you need
now, if they're smart,
to engage, for that to actually happen.
But you could be hooked on somebody.
You
see what I'm saying? You really could be hooked on somebody. What do they say? Men get pussy whipped and women get dickmatized.
I was hooked on somebody. One of my first best friends was a girl. Right? One of my, amongst, let's say, my first 4 or 5 best friends in my life, she was a girl. And I really, really liked her. So then we didn't end up doing anything till years later, right? But then even after we did something and we would stop talking, if she hit me up, I was jumping. Because we spent years being best friends too. But then if I hit her up,
you needed that connection.
Yeah, it was so much more than just sex.
Because you wanted that connection. And the thing is that the reason that Marie called me about this topic, Marie was like, yo, you really need to talk about this because this is what happened with Johnny Depp. Basically, allegedly, whatever. He won 15 mil.
I don't really know what happened.
So supposedly with Johnny Depp, what she would do is she would terrorize him. She had no friends, no nothing, and he was her life. And mind you, that's Johnny Depp. He's a superstar. But imagine you got that kind of power over that guy, and she would do things to him, like just be like antagonized, said you're not even that good of an actor, like just shit to fuck with him, and she would just keep abusing him, and he needed her so bad. He needed that connection from her so bad. He needed that approval from her so bad that he allowed the abuse.
I think that some people like that also just... I have a friend who was in a relationship like that, and this is baby mother, and I hate that woman, right? And
this aunt is so
I was looking at it too.
Relating them to...
Aaron going southern on us.
Relating them to... Some people don't know how to feel, right? So,
what do you mean?
Like, for example, there's people who only feel alive when they do thrill-seeking moments.
Bro.
So some people will only feel love if you are actually attacking them.
Oh, they need a feeling. But
that's like that crazy stuff. You talk about this all the time about like you need like that crazy passion.
You do. I believe that.
To know that somebody loves you.
Right. Exactly.
I don't want to say toxic.
Toxic.
That's what that is.
Did you see the movie Deep Water?
No.
That's what you say all the time.
Overused, but it's a
But it's appropriate in this situation.
My take on everything is always like this. I hate to say it like this, but I saw this on TikTok. This dude was like, I know we look down on crackheads, right? We think crackheads are the worst thing in the world. He's like, my uncle, not my uncle, but he's like, I know crackheads who like doing crack. They're like, this is what they love doing. Like, you judge them, but look at them. They stand up for what they do. What I'm saying is, like, a person who knows how to sex you the right way, touch you the right way, say the right words to you, they inject something inside of you. And the thing about it, it doesn't even have to be genuine. It could be all fake. Wow. They could do that for multiple people.
Yeah.
They could tell you how beautiful you are. They like the touching, the lips, the attention. So it's a skill. It is a skill. And they know how to grasp that, and they could use it and abuse it. Take over. And a lot of times they'll say, "Oh shit, you know what? I got other shit going on now. I'm moving over to fucking California. I can't be fucking with you right now. So I'm gonna be in Cali." Then a year passed by. They're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And your whole fucking body reacts. Wow.
That's a bit much.
No, it's not. It's not far-fetched.
That's a bit much.
I got a couple in my life that does that, but I just got to maintain and hold it together. So shout out to Ben Affleck, right? Have y'all seen the movie Deep Water on Amazon? Mm-mm. Bro, it's good, but like, no, it's this year. It made my skin crawl because I couldn't fathom living in that type of atmosphere. So for those of you that didn't watch it, not to spoil it, basically, he was married to a woman who would disrespect him in all types of ways by sleeping with other men. But then she would bring him to like his business parties, but they were always her friend. But everybody's like, "Yo, we know she's sleeping with this guy, right?"
Why did she bring another guy to her?
Because he was okay with it, but he wasn't.
Wait.
So then what ended up happening is, damn, I'm gonna spoil the movie.
How was he, or what was he, or was he not?
He was okay with, like, he would invite him to dinner at his house.
And he knew.
Yeah. She would tell him. She would be like, "This is my new friend." Like, I'm like, yo, this girl got some cojones, right? And then he would cook for all three of them. And I'd be like, yo, what's wrong with him? And then he would kill him.
Oh, wow.
What do you mean he'll kill him?
Like, after a while.
He was a murderer.
After a while, he would kill him.
So that's where he got his...
But she knew he was killing him.
So they were working
because
together.
they were all dying.
But she said to me...
Oh, my God.
Not to me. She said to him... Time out, guys. She said to him, "I know you love me because you'll kill for me." And there was a sick... Like, if you watch the relationship, it's crazy. But it makes sense. But that's an emotional terrorist on both ends.
And this is what we're trying to say, Aaron.
I'm getting terror out of that situation. I'm getting terror.
Yeah. Okay. Look, you have people who have same sex relationships. You have people who have poly relationships. You have people who have open relationships, and that's usually the broad relationships that we all know of, right? Mm-hmm. But nobody want to say how I used to see when I was a kid, like older people in their 60s. I fucking hate you. I hate you. They hate each other every fucking day.
My great grandma.
But they're always together and they're always in love. So it's just like,
that's my great grandma.
Do we, and Marie, you're right here. Do we underestimate some of this shit? Because one of the first things I ever read was codependency with, I didn't know what codependency was. I was like, the fuck is codependency? And then it was like, I thought it was something associated with alcoholism, alcoholics. And I was like, dang, codependency. Codependency is basically you're codependent, you're dependent. So codependency started because alcoholics no, it wasn't the alcoholic. The codependent was the spouse. That was the enabler.
Oh, so they weren't
the caretaker needed you to be fucked up. Needed you to be drunk.
That's how I felt
needed you to
before,
always be in a situation where they could save you.
Yeah.
So when you broke up with them, they didn't get in another healthy relationship because they needed another person to save.
Yeah.
This reminds me of the people on My 600-Pound Life. Yeah.
I never seen that because I can't get through that. No disrespect, but I just can't.
But
I don't know how to use the bathroom.
Facts.
I don't know. I don't want to respond. I literally, a response came here, but I'm not going to say it. But I think, it's literally the exact, I watch the show a lot. It's literally the exact same thing that you're talking about. Yeah. Like the exact same thing.
I got something going on.
And people don't understand how they could be in manipulative codependency relationships because the person does everything that you need. You know, and then you're
That's
like,
sick.
imagine, like, I know an older person in Brooklyn in my family who left his wife, and his wife is a codependent. She took care of that man. Yo, he came home, dinner was ready, it was hot and ready. But she needed him, and that was their dynamic. He left her. The next girl was like, fuck wrong with you? You better go get your shit in the microwave. And he didn't know how to deal with that because she didn't need him. She was like, I don't need you. I'm not a codependent.
Nah, she's disrespectful. There's a big difference.
Not really. That's not really disrespectful.
It is disrespectful. Don't you ever tell me to go in the
But
microwave.
I can
Get a frozen
see, I
food.
can see a man.
No. She's saying go warm up the food that I cooked.
Go warm up the food that was cooked?
In the microwave. She didn't serve him. That was just not something.
Yo, you know,
I could see a man coming from a relationship like that, expecting that from the next one.
Yo, because
thinking it's normal.
Yo, can I tell y'all what's reality? I don't care. It's not normal. It's reality.
Okay, let's hear it.
Right? I had a girlfriend, and yo, I'll never forget this day. Either her or her mom cooked, right? And they used to eat off like paper or plastic or styrofoam plates, but the man of the house or the man in the house always ate on glass plates. So by accident, she went to give me a styrofoam plate, but I ain't know no better. I went to go take it, and her mom was like, no. And then she told her, don't you ever do that. Go get the real plates. He's a real man. You feed him the real way.
Or the Hispanic?
Yes. So then I never ate off a paper plate again. You know what I'm saying? Since then. So then, after that relationship ended, a year or some odd change later, I get into a new relationship, and she tried to, I went to her mom's house, right, where we had a whole dinner, and she tried to give me a paper plate, and I looked at this shit like, what the fuck is going on?
I'm not gonna lie. I
But wait,
would feel
but wait,
disrespected too.
but wait.
Don't serve me on no paper or
But wait,
plastic.
right, but
I
then
don't eat off of that.
her mom had to correct her.
She did.
Her mom corrected her. And she's like, oh, I'm sorry. She's like, I never really had a man that I was serving before.
What is so wrong?
I just want to know what's wrong with y'all.
I'm just trying, like.
So, Amanda, you bring paper plates?
I don't serve nobody. Okay?
Speak on it.
Okay.
I'm
You serve
the
yourself.
servee. I'm the servee. Okay?
You're the servee.
Fair.
Okay? But it's like, okay, kudos to the mom for correcting her. All right?
Shout
Because
them out.
Especially if that's their thing.
Love them still.
But I think that is I don't want to say old school, but I don't really know if that's being taught in this generation. But my mom does not serve my dad paper plates, even if we eating on paper plates. I don't give a fuck about eating on no paper plate because I'm not washing the dishes. I'm gonna eat on the paper plate. All right, and if I'm giving somebody else food,
You're gonna give me a paper plate?
I just. Even if I do though, right?
If
Even
Rico-
if I'm not thinking too hard about it.
If Rico went to your house,
If it's
and there was
Rico,
food.
of course he's getting a paper plate.
You know, Amanda.
Like if it's
I used to
my
like
person,
you.
if it's my person, you're serving your person, then don't give them the paper plate. You know what I'm saying? If I'm just having company, I'm not. I don't know. Is that a thing?
I'm gonna
like,
be honest.
Well, maybe company might be
You gonna
different
eat off what I
depending.
eat off of. So if I eat off of some
That's-
china or a glass plate, then you can eat off of china.
That's what I'm saying.
But
If
I'm
my
not about
house-
to give myself a paper or a plastic or a disgusting styrofoam plate and give you china.
Well, I mean, you have the option. It's your choice. It's your world for you.
I don't
No,
know.
But
but
even,
I'm saying, like,
but
I'm
what-
kind of like
why were they eating off of
flabbergasted
paper?
at Rico's
Because maybe
reaction.
they didn't. But what I'm saying is, I wasn't saying that they're eating as on paper to make it less than, but that's because that was their choice. But no matter what your choice is, you can never affect the others.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying?
But I
Because
have
if
a
daddy
whole-
don't eat off of paper, then he don't eat off of paper.
I got a
Okay,
whole
but
theory.
hold
And
on.
that, yo, and
Hold
her,
on,
their
I wanna
parents,
ask
the
Rico.
dad of the house was a boss. I fuck with him.
As he should be.
He was a boss dude. Like he would come in, everything was cooked, clean, boom. He said, "How you doing? But how you
So-
doing?" Like,
Rico.
Yeah.
Before her mom corrected her in, giving you a, regular plate, have you ever been served? Like, is that anything that ever crossed your mind before that happened?
no, but like, here's the thing. No, right? Because whenever we did eat, we always both ate on glass plates. You know what I'm saying? Because when we ate, we usually ate together when we were eating there, right? But when that moment happened, like that was the first time in my mind, you know, because usually when all right, guys, this is going to make me proud. What would happen is, since we want to get into it, I would pull up. Whenever I pull up, she most likely had already eaten, and my food was either hot and ready when I got to the house. And it was hot and ready on a glass plate. If not, we ate together, right? So when that moment, I was there for the whole cooking process. I was already there. So then when she just tried to feed herself on a paper plate and then tried to put another paper plate in my hand, no, it never crossed my mind because I never had somebody correct it. And I was, 24 years old, 23? So at that point, from that point on, I'm not going back.
So that I just want to know, if that was your first instance with that happening, why would you then look disgusted at someone trying to give you a paper plate? Because now you're expecting it. Now you have some kind of expectancy of a glass plate.
So let me ask you a question. If a guy takes you out on a very expensive date on the first time, would you not have an expectancy, or the bar has been set high enough for you to maintain a certain standard for the type of dates that you want to go on?
I get where you're going with this. But if it was the same girl and at a later date she tries to give you a paper plate, I would understand you looking at her like, bitch, you know what the fuck is up. But if it was a whole different girl and it's like,
you know what that tells me?
Expect the treatment.
Yes, I can. Because first of all, how you treat me initially is going to tell me what you think of me. And it's going to tell me where we're going. So if you treat me as if I'm disposable, like a paper plate, right? Then I already know that I'm kind of disposable to you. But if you treat me with the utmost respect, now I know that you're actually more interested in me. And we're talking about if we're in
Can I ask you something?
Yes, ma'am.
So what if that
I gotta start
woman,
thinking hard about plates.
What if that woman is in fact eating on a Chinette, like the nice paper plates,
or just a glass plate, whatever.
Don't serve no paper plate.
No, that's what I'm asking.
Barbecue?
No, that's what I'm asking. If she's eating on paper
In a house,
people do it. I don't. So I don't particularly get it, but people do it. They eat on paper in their homes, right? Mm-hmm. So if she's eating on like a plastic or paper plate in the house, and then she serves that to you, the same thing she's eating on, is that a problem?
Yes, it is a problem. Now it is a problem.
Oh, okay.
There is no reason why I should never have a regular glass plate. I'm not saying it has to be the nicest china. I'm not saying it has, you know what I'm saying? But do not serve me on a paper or plastic plate. Whatever you decide to serve yourself on, that's different.
Do you make that expectation known up front?
I was just gonna say, how do you then tell someone?
Honestly,
how do you
I don't want that plate.
Honestly, I'll be honest. It only happened one time after that bar or that standard was set. It only happened one time. Only one time where I got another paper plate, and that time was corrected by that woman's mother. So what happened for me is I don't have to actually correct anybody. And I don't think that I'm finding women, the woman that I have a baby with, I never got a paper plate from her. And I never had this conversation with her.
And when you guys look at it this way, right? When we're talking about, this is what I'm getting from this conversation.
If we're at a barbecue, it's different.
Barbecues.
But in my house,
niggas gotta run inside for a real plate at a barbecue.
No, not a cookout. Cookout.
Don't cook inside this house and give me a paper plate.
Picnic, we outside. It's a little bit different, but
what?
No, I'm just saying.
Aaron, I want to connect this. I want to connect this conversation.
Do I look confused?
Yeah, I want to connect this conversation. Right? Here's what I'm saying. There's a lot of we have lowered our standards so much.
Everybody.
That you are so easily a prey to be emotionally abused. So think about it. A woman at 29 years old never had a man in her life open the door for her. Never had a man walk and open the door. Never had a man do all these things. Then you got this narcissist, abuser, who understands how to do these things. You're an easy prey.
Oh, yeah.
Easy target.
The reason why you're an easy prey is not because you're not a good woman, not because you're not beautiful, not because you're not smart. you just don't know no better.
Yeah.
You allow paper plates to be served to you. So you don't know nothing. So when it happens to you, the person is like, you ain't gonna get this nowhere else. You ain't gonna get nobody to treat you like this nowhere else. And then what you don't even understand is that's the standard.
Yep.
I have a question. So is that abuse, or is that just
you're just prey to being abused?
No, because I was literally like, life is so fucking confusing because
It's very simple.
no, because it's like
Very simple.
if you're that girl at 29 who hasn't had any of this done for her, and then gets it, and then she thinks like, oh my gosh, like I found a good guy, or like a the perfect person, the perfect partner, and he's just a narcissist.
No, he's not a narcissist, but it's such a power shift, right? Because it's so rare. And this is why a lot of these men can abuse those positions, and a lot of the women too. So let's just say if there's a woman who is on Instagram and she's beautiful and she give this guy play, she give him the time of day.
He never had no beautiful.
And he never had that before, and she kind of abuse him, use him for his money, plays with his head, do everything. Because
it makes it so much easier.
Because the standard
And that's what's happening right now.
The standard from being popular and beautiful and having this body supersedes someone treating you with respect. The standard of being respected is so low that for men, they don't even need to be respected as long as it looks good what they're doing or how they're moving.
So they need to choose better, right?
No, they don't.
But
they can't choose.
They put themselves in positions where they could be disrespected. They put themselves in positions where they could be abused because the standards are low. So if Rico walks in the room, let's say it's me and SO, and Rico walks in the room with a woman, and we all chilling, we got our girls with us, we hanging out. And I'm like, yo, Rico, man, I'm out of here. SO's like, yo, I'm out of here, party's done. And Rico's girl's like, oh, all right, guys, y'all could go. I'm going to stay here and party.
Absolutely. Don't nut Rico's girl. Oliver's girl. Oliver's girl.
Oliver's not here.
This is an analogy, guys.
SO's not here to defend himself. But the point of what I'm saying is like, the point of what I'm saying is like,
he's like, it's okay, it's duality.
If respect standards were maintained among men, as soon as these type of behaviors even showed their head,
it's so
no matter how bad she is, how many followers she got, no matter how many threesomes she give you, you're like, no, I'm not bitch, but I'm like,
Alan, all this sounds like is that man needs to choose better, right?
It's not.
No,
it's the same thing with the woman. You are choosing.
No,
you're choosing better from the low standards.
This is
everybody is choosing. But the power you're choosing from is the lowest of the standards.
Exactly.
You got to understand.
So why don't you choose from the higher?
The problem is
because
they don't
you
know.
don't because you okay with taking the paper plate.
Right. But no. I'm just trying to understand something. See, a lot of times when like women are being bashed, it's always choose better. Don't choose Pookie and Ray Ray, this, that, and the other. Because they keep choosing down here, right? We can agree on that. They keep choosing down here.
They don't choose down there because that's what I'm trying to say. A woman choose down there, and down there, he could be a millionaire, but he has no respect for you. He doesn't admire you.
Or himself.
See, you thinking up and down in terms of finance and status.
No, I'm not.
It's about what are the standards for a relationship? You need somebody to love you.
I'm not talking about money at all.
But what I'm saying is you need somebody to love you, right? Think about this.
Who is that?
You need Pookie and Ray Ray.
I don't know.
Somebody needs to do a show called Pookie and Ray Ray.
Yo, Trey, we saying it right now here. We Pookie and Ray Ray, do not steal our shit. Pookie and Ray Ray.
Wait, I thought that was a show or something.
No, but you don't know who Pookie and Ray Ray is?
Pookie and Ray Ray is like the bottom of the bottom.
It's like
Ray Ray borrows your car and don't bring it back.
It's like Keisha.
Okay.
I was just going to say that, but I didn't want to say it.
Fictional name.
I didn't want to say it.
As long as we understand, we hear with it.
I thought it was an old show or something.
Shout out to all Keishas.
That's why I didn't want to say Keisha, because I think Pookie and Ray Ray is actually worse than Keisha.
So, why? Because they're a guy?
No.
You know how many bad Keishas there are?
No, but it's not because it's a guy.
A dude, let's say, no disrespect to anybody who's
Keisha and Pookie's
worked hard to be in sports, but let's say a dude, he just got drafted to the NFL, he's doing well for himself, and he bags a girl, but he's a scumbag. He's not a good person, period. He's not a good human. And I'm not saying that about sports players. I'm just using that as an example. Or he's a CEO, or he's an executive. He's just doing well. But your standards has been, let me stabilize myself with this person. And you can have a man like, yo, I respect you. I'm not soft. I'm not weak. Ain't nobody pulling up on me. I'm a man's man, but I don't have that. I'm not in that position. I'm in a position to treat you like a woman. I'm in a position to take care of you, and I'm in a position to protect you. Maybe not to the standards that he can, but I could do that. But you don't understand the standards of that. So the standards are so low that it's okay to get treated bad by somebody who's rich than to be treated good by somebody who's a solid man.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. The blurred lines of the standards are so bad that now emotional abuse kicks right in because that guy, that CEO or that ball player, the emotional abuse is not going to be no joke. And you're open to it, or not you, but a woman will be more open to it, and a guy will be more open to it because your standards are low. It just looks high. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. That's why guys be simping. That's what a simp is.
I was gonna say that, but I was like, let me not bring that.
Why not? Bring it up.
Speak your facts, Amanda.
No, well, I'm just saying, for somebody with low standards and they're going to talk to, the Instagram baddies and the models or people that they know are usually out of their league because, they got the opportunity, but they know that, they're there for a good time, not a long time. Those are that kind of type, the simps that we save this day.
Really, the simps are like the ones who can never get a pretty woman, but now women have lessened their standards. Not all.
But when they get the opportunity, it's opportunistic for that woman to be talking.
No, I agree, but I'm saying the problem is some women have lowered their standards so much where they're able to be bought by men that don't know standards.
That have no standards.
And have no standards.
If you serve him a paper plate,
he's gonna say, okay.
Be like, good.
If you give him a hot pocket, it's all right.
He's happy. He's like, I'm happy for this meal. Thank you. No one's ever given me a meal, which is fair.
Look, no, some men be like, at least you tried, and that's not good enough. I'm like, at least you tried is not good enough when we're adults.
There's millions of things that are really, really bad. Like child hunger is a fucked up thing.
I think that.
So then, racism, segregation. I mean, not segregation, discrimination. Then you could go into that. Then you could talk about.
I was to say, where they segregating us at?
Not segregation. Well, it's fake segregation.
Have you ever been to Australia? This world is very big. All right. Yeah. There's different. It's different everywhere.
But there's so much shit going on. You got to figure out which one you want to tackle. Like if you, do you guys know that? How many? I didn't even know this shit. You know how many seniors over 65 live in poverty?
Yeah.
Imagine living
they're in LA on Skid Row.
It's no. It's everywhere.
65, like
they're in Skid Row. Have you been to Skid Row?
Skid Row is actually disgusting.
Have you been to Skid Row? Have you been?
I've seen it.
How many of them do you think are over 60? They're over. A lot of them are over 60.
No, but like, so I can look up the statistics, but like, people are generally, you fall into poverty as you age. Because loss of income, because you're not working age anymore, loss of income, and no one can survive on Social Security alone.
Facts.
And you had to have had legitimate jobs that were taking out taxes and stuff to have Social Security.
I'll be like, yo, I say to myself, by myself, yo, hey, just take it easy so you don't sound like you hating on people. I just be like, yo, you fucking up your good years, your get money years.
Yeah.
You gonna be in fucking
I gotta go hard right now.
Not to talk shit. I closed my first real estate deal. I was 22. So
not average.
You understand what I'm saying?
I was definitely not there.
So and the thing about it is,
I wanted to.
No,
but I couldn't.
No, you have to understand.
I didn't even care.
Even though
whatever happens.
I go through a lot of ups and downs. And I bounce back and I become stronger over time. It's never easy. It's really, really difficult. It's really, really hard. But when people come up to me and they be like, yo, I'm going to do that too. I be like, damn, I kind of been boxing for 25 years. I know the hits. I know the thing. Like, there's certain things that happen to me. If it happens to somebody, they will break apart.
Yep.
Like they will fall apart and melt. And the only reason is because I did it in my young years. So by the time I'm 45 years old, I'm 45, some shit don't.
It's easier to take the loss now because you already been there.
I lost 110. Damn. All right, Yum, let's go to dinner. Like, I think about this shit in the morning. You understand?
Yeah,
so
I gotta
it's
get
just
there.
like,
You know what? My father-in-law always said the same thing. It could be a
All right, it's 8:50, man. I'm tired as you can see. Fucking that fine. Acts like I'm too relaxed. Work that fucking morning. But yeah. Appreciate y'all coming. Appreciate stuttering shit. I appreciate y'all coming through. Thank y'all. Yeah, I'm tired of something. Motherfucker. Super tired.